Hey guys, I'm back for another video and welcome to my game. And this is another update. And this one's going to be called the Perspective Update. And there's a lot of reasons why. So, it's been 3 months since I've updated this game, which is obviously a really long time. But I had no choice. I had to apply to 5 colleges, and I had to finish up scouting and martial arts, and it's just absolute craziness. So that's out of the way now. So I get to get back to programming. That was a stupid sentence, but you get the point. So here we are with the past 2 weeks worth of work, which was a lot actually. So let's get straight to the updates. And the reason why it's called the Perspective Update is because now the hit detection system is updated to work with the new Z-axis that is implemented into the game, because now I'm in front of him and now I'm behind him. And then of course to the side works the same. Oh, and he's a merchant, so he has an inventory. And yes, I know the freaking text there, well, it overlaps with the image, but that will be fixed in the next update. Obviously, that's something that I just didn't have time to fix, because aesthetic things aren't that important most of the time. But there's been some updates to the inventory. So first off, the mouse can now control it. But then if I stop moving the mouse, I can use a keyboard. So as you can see, I can use the keyboard to control the inventory. But the second I start moving my mouse again, that takes control. And of course, if I click, boop, boop, boop. So now I can transfer items by just left clicking. And as you can see there, it makes sounds from switching sides, transferring items. And yeah, so if I stop moving my mouse, then I could use the keyboard again. So that's fun. But I need all these items for my next demonstration. So I actually put a fence in this little test area here because it looks nicer. And this is the perfect example of what I added in the last update, which is just the fences. So as you can see, I am in front, or actually, I'm behind the fence right now looking over it. And then I'm in front of it looking over it on the other side. So now there's 3D elements to the game. Hooray! So, what else updated? Oh, yes, there's a chat system now. Look at this. It says save loaded, and the name of it is save. So if I were to be like, hello, YouTube, and then I go into the chat, there it is. It says ThirtyVirus, hello, YouTube. Now, of course, I need to make it so that the text actually comes up in that spot, even when the even when the chat's not open, but I'll work on it. And this little thing over here is for a really awesome feature. I might as well demonstrate it now. If I press F4, boop, boop, you barely even saw it. Boop, boop. See that little thing? That saving? Yeah, that's how long it takes to save the game. I'm not joking. And there's literally no load times now, by the way. Boop, 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 boop. Boop, boop. So there is literally no load time. Sorry about the mouse being on the screen, by the way. So that's freaking amazing. There is 0 load time. Not even a little bit. It's literally just the second you walk through, just there you are. So that's cool. I also updated this area down here. I've slowly phased out the wall that I made and used in the last update because it was really ugly. And these here are placeholders, but what they're going to be are walls. Like legit walls, not like those weird ones that were just here. So I'm in front of the wall, and if you can imagine in the next update, if I do no clip, this won't happen. See, right now I'm on top of it, but what's going to happen is it will draw me underneath the wall, which means I'm, of course, behind it. So I'm going to turn off no clip. And yes, there is feedback now. So if you were to look in chat, it says no clip true, no clip false. So it has a little indicator there if you actually use a command. So for example, if I were to do set light 50, I set the brightness to 50 in this area particularly. So if I were to go out here, it'd be normal again. So yeah, this area's light level is now 50. It says the current area's light level is now 50. So that's cool. Let's see, what other commands can I demonstrate this with? Let's do that back to 90. I think that's what it was at, yeah. I think it was at 80, but whatever. Doesn't really matter. I can also do load save save. I'm going to control C with that command. Boop. And there I am. Instantaneous. And just to prove that the saving system works the way it's supposed to, boop. Put those there. This, and this. And then I save the game. And then I go out here. And then, well, actually, then I could pick up all the items. And then go out here. Then give them all to this NPC or whatever. Right? Just give him some of this stuff. Then if I were to do /load save, then it goes back here. And as you can see, all the items are back on the ground. And the NPC merchant person does not have them anymore, as you can see here. So it saves everything, just awesome. And it just amazes me, the load times, because I'm not running it in the debugger right now. I'm running the actual exe for the game. So something else that's been updated, it's hard to notice when picking up individual items like this one. But if I were to go into the level editor, use item, give 3, and then if I were to do this, for example, just put items everywhere, like a solid block of items. Something that you couldn't do in the previous version was pick them all up at the same time. But now, oh yeah, by the way, picking up items is 3D as well. So if my head touches the item, it obviously does not pick it up, because in the 3D space that this is representing, my head is of course above where my feet are. So anyway, you can pick up all the items at once. And there's no lag. That's another feature of this, because sounds have been completely revamped. 100%. I literally deleted the class file for the old sound system, and I took 2 functions maybe that were from XNA, and I just plopped it into my, I forgot what class it was. I think it was like the game debug for now. So yeah, it's a lot simpler, a lot less laggy, and yeah, so that's pretty cool. And the item thing, what happened before is it only let you pick up 1 item per game tick. So I fixed that so that it loops through until you picked up every item that you're standing on before it moves on. So yeah, that's that feature. So you're probably wondering how I managed to save the game while I'm walking. It's hard to see because of how fast it is, but I've implemented multi-threading into the game. So what that means is that I can do 2 tasks simultaneously. So I can be saving the game while running, and I could load a save. I can play sounds. The sound system's also set up to use multi-threading. So saving the game and sounds use a different thread than the main game thread. And there might be other things in the future. Probably the display loop will be in its own thread, because all the processing is quite a lot and all the display is quite a lot. So it might be nice to separate them and increase performance that much. And I just realized, where'd my GUI go? Wasn't there a GUI? Wait a minute, that's weird. I think I might have found a glitch with this. Wait. And there it is. Oh, I think I found a problem. Load, save. Okay, loading saves gets rid of the GUI. That's interesting. But, yeah. Oh, yeah, going into and out of the level editor is extremely fast now. So that's cool, but I just found a bug. So I hit the mic there with my finger. Sorry about that. But, yeah, of course, the game's not perfect, but I will work on that particular bug probably today. If you haven't noticed earlier, containers have names now. So, for example, if I go to this container, it's called Wooden Crate. And, of course, I can take the stuff in there. So that's Wooden Crate. And then I can go over in this area, and it's just called Crate. So that's basically to demonstrate that different containers have different names. And, oh, this is new. Well, it's not new. It's just fixed. It says door is locked, so I can't go through the door. But as soon as I take the key, I can go in, and then I can press enter or right-click. Then it makes the door unlock sound, and the text disappears, and I can walk in. So it's slightly changed from the last time. It's a lot more intuitive, I would say. It makes more sense because the second you unlock the door, you don't want to just go right in, but you unlock it, and then you go in. So that's cool. Another really cool feature is if I were to go into the console here, I have a command. So I'm actually going to be using this later in the video, but this command, for example, if I just paste it in, you see this? My new feature that I'm about to demonstrate is this. I can click anywhere I want, and it will move the cursor into that part of the command. And of course, copy paste support works like that too, so I can paste something right in this little slot. And yeah, it's pretty intuitive. And you guys have to remember, I made this console from scratch. I did not take from any pre-built anything for this game except for just like this core X and A stuff, but there's nothing for a console. So this I literally made from scratch, like down to the point where you have to detect every single key press. Like I have a if statement for each and every letter of the alphabet and each symbol, and it's quite big. But and it also has support for clicking and holding down buttons. I think I already demonstrated a lot of this in the last video, but just to give it a little bit more explanation. So you're probably wondering what this command does. It spawns in an NPC every single time I press H. So there he is. Boop, 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 boop. I can spawn in as many as I want, really, until the game crashes. But it can handle a lot. It can handle, like, an insane amount of NPCs. Like, I'm still clicking the button. So something that's fun with this, just taking a break from showing off features, I'm just going to have a little fun with this. So if I do /noclip, it'll help me get around here. So there we go. Now hit detection is not a thing until I do noclip again. But here's where the fun starts. I'm going to do /scare. Boom. They're running away. They're doing everything they can to get away from me. And it's just so cool seeing them moving in like masses like this. And if you couldn't tell, the code for the scare command has been slightly changed. So if their distance from me on the x-axis is more than their distance on the y-axis, then they will start moving like in the y direction because, well, it's hard to explain. I hope you got what I just said, but yeah. So they just try to get as far as possible away from me. And then, of course, instigate is the exact opposite. They start coming at me. And since I have no clip on, they just kind of run through me. But look at this. This is just freaking awesome. Just look at this line of people. They're just like running. It's such a weird thing to see. Massive amounts of NPCs just moving like that. And then, of course, I can just do /calm. And as you can see, the chat has all nearby NPCs are now scared, instigated, then calmed. So that's cool. So, yeah, the game performs very, very well when under stress like this. Like, there's no... I would imagine there's no suitable reason to have this many people in one area at a time, but if you wanted to, there you go. Another quick feature that I forgot to tell you guys, on top of the, the items in the list move up if you go past halfway down the screen with the mouse or keyboard. So you can see it starts to go up, but it does go out of this window here, so I gotta fix that as well. But there's some other support for different things, like holding down W or S. So for example, if I hold down S, so instead of me going like, I could just be like, so it's a lot faster. And that was a very difficult feature to add. It really was, because I have to have a variable that would count to be able to detect how long that happens. And now all of them are gone except for the one guy, because they're all given the same name. Yeah, I'm not going to get into how the game saves because that'd just be complicated. But yeah, so you can hold down buttons in the inventory. Another improvement is this actually kind of bunches in with the sound system, but when you talk to an NPC, they no longer lag the game because, again, sounds lag the game horribly. Playing just the one sound like this, that's a lag spike, or at least that used to be. And if you can imagine talking to an NPC like this, well, okay, he just went there. That would cause tons of lag, but now it just works. So he's like, so many crates to lift. I don't even think I showed that feature off, actually. Yeah, so there you go. They can talk to you, and they still run through you. Trust me, guys, AI is so hard to do. And I tried, all right, guys? It still takes a lot of work with this, or it's going to need a lot of work. But yeah, he's like, you're not supposed to be here, which is pretty cool. So I'm also planning on having improvements from just having a one-liner NPC that just says one thing, and have it so that they can say multiple things depending upon the situation. And yeah, that'd be cool. So another big thing is I no longer get desynced with the world, which is obviously good. If you saw my last update video, that was a huge problem. But the next update graphically is I might change the way that my that the camera works, like the way that you're seeing things. I'll have an actual camera object, which I think is a part of XNA, replacing this sort of, like, I don't know, weird way that I did it on my own. It's really hard to explain because, you know, I'm trying to describe programming to people that probably haven't even touched a compiler in their life, a lot of them. But not going to judge. There's probably a lot of you that do program. That would be really cool to see some stuff that you've put together. I actually found a couple people that program in Visual Basic and C#, and they use XNA, and we were talking. It was cool. So I think that's it for this episode, guys. Actually, there is one more feature that's kind of hard to show off, but I have Xbox controller support now. So I am not using the keyboard. This is an Xbox controller, believe it or not. And if you're wondering what happens when I talk to this guy, it just says ... But yeah, so I'm using an Xbox controller to do this, and you know what that means, right? This will be available on multiple platforms, and I'm going to add split screen support very soon. I'm not going to say next update. It might be, but I'm not going to disappoint if I were to say it was, but I'll try. We'll see what happens, because I can have one person using a keyboard, another using an Xbox controller, or I can have up to 5 players. You could have the keyboard and 4 controllers. So that'd be incredible to have 5 people playing on one monitor, because right now, this little game window for a 1080p monitor, this takes up about a fourth of it. Just about. Like this resolution, which is like 512 resolution, like 520p or something like that. One thing before I end the video, if you want to play this game for yourself, you're going to have to go to my Patreon page, and I'm currently having a campaign to bring back SubioCraft, which is my Minecraft server, and I need your help. I'm a college student to be in about 8 months, I would say, and I need to save up as much money as I can for my tuition, for my room and board, possibly an apartment, I don't even know. But yeah, I can't pay for a server anymore. So I'm trying to get this Patreon page up so that we can get it going again, because I did like the server, but I just can't do it anymore. And hopefully we can get things going. And then I actually am working on a website. I might want to show this. Oh, you know what? I'm going to show it off right now. All right, guys, here it is. I know, going from Visual Basic to HTML. What a weird transition. But this is the website. So this is the home page, and it says ThirtyVirus up top, which is pretty freaking cool. And then you got the home button, you got SubioCraft, a blog, the games tab, the shop, and about. So I'm going to quickly show you guys some of this. This is just the channel trailer.
Why, hello, Goliath.
So there you go. That's the channel trailer on the home page of the website. And then you have this link that will bring you to the channel. And then you got some news, future plans, and then down here I'm going to have channel statistics. Haven't done that yet because I have to embed it from Social Blade. And then you have the SubioCraft tab, where you have a nice little slideshow of images from the server. And I gotta say, the coding for this was pretty insane for someone that just started out. So there you go. Now it's fading to a different thing. And I have a nice little explanation. And then you got this nice chart down here which shows the different ranks. But of course, it's not done because I need to get the server pretty much remade in order to put it back up. So yeah, I'm pretty much remaking the server. Not completely. I'm going to put the worlds up for download because I know a lot of you guys were players and you're just like, I want my house. No, it's okay. I'll put it up for download as soon as we get the server back up, and we'll have a brand new world for 1.9. I'm hoping that's when we release the server officially, and we're working on a plugin list as well, and these are the ones that are installed so far. So yeah, it's pretty awesome. I have to say the formatting is pretty good so far, at least. Yeah, I'm hoping to make this a little bit more interactive, though. I might have some floating particle effects on the side, and you can like click one, and it'll bring you to a random page. That'd be pretty cool. So that's the SubioCraft page. Now the blog is literally like, it's in like alpha stages. I don't even know. I don't know how to make a blog, so I'm gonna have to tinker with it a lot because I don't know how to save like comments to a file, because you guys have to realize a website is literally just a folder somewhere on a computer, and everything is saved. Like every YouTube video has its own HTML file that's generated automatically, that's just kind of like put there. So yeah. So anyway, this is a file that is just stored on my computer. I'm not even on the internet right now. Anyway, skipping the blog because it's not even close to ready to show. Then you have the games tab. So then this shows off Steal the Chest, which is the first game I've ever released publicly. And I made it for a 10-hour game development competition called Games Press. And as you can see there's some footage. Isn't that weird? My YouTube intro playing in a part of a YouTube video. So that's weird. But yeah, so it's kind of like a platforming game, kind of like Mario, the original Super Mario Bros., except you got to take the chest and bring it back to the beginning. So that's that. And then you have this game that I'm going to put this video on the website. So that's going to be really weird looking at it from the website. But yeah, I'll be putting this video here. And then you have to become a patron to play the game. That's something I forgot to mention, guys. If you want to play this game, I'm going to leave the link to my Patreon page, which is also how SubioCraft's going to come back up. So, yeah, we need to do that. We need to get this going because not only is the server awesome, but so is this website, and we need to get it going. In the shop, again, I haven't done anything because I need to embed it from Spreadshirt, I believe. So if you want to get some merchandise, actually, you don't need to go here. You have it in the description of every video I post. And then you have the About page, which gives some backstory. You can pause the video and read all this if you want. But yeah, this shows some of the topics for things I do, like the server, like YouTube, like programming. I didn't put a video for programming yet. Maybe I'll put this one. I don't know. And then you have all the social medias. You have the email, and then you have the YouTube, the Twitter, the Google+, the Facebook, the Twitch, and the Reddit. I have a subreddit as well. No one's really on there. There's like 5 people. But anyway, that's it for this very extended video, guys. Hopefully I'll make it short with the editing. But yeah, so that's a huge update to the game. And this is the first time I've showed off my website to you guys, which is pretty cool. So that's it. So I hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you guys later.